Alright guys, my name is Bunny. Today I want to show you how to design this YouTube banner or this YouTube cover art. And so let's go into Photoshop and then let's start with today's video. So I'm going to make it quite snappy and easy for you because I feel like it's going to be a lengthy video, but I want to keep it quite condensed and simple. So let's just start. So if your rulers are not showing, Control R will make them show. Control R will make them disappear. Control R will make them show. Click on the move tool and then the rulers on top there, just drag them and then repeat the process. Once you are done, I want us to go to view and then go to new guide layout, and then let's set the values over there to 1 and 1. We could even change it and then make it, let's see, let's make it 2, and then let's set the other side also to 2. So 2 across, and then click on OK. The other thing is that I want you to hold Control and Alt and click on I. Now this is going to pop up for you. I want you to set the resolution to 100. So guys, we are set up. Now let's start with the background. The background, I want us to go down here, click on our adjustments, and then pick solid color. Normally I like to set it to white, but I'm going to choose black now because it's a black mode or dark mode and I want to have that kind of feel. Also, I would like to pick my background, drag it into Photoshop, and then release it on the canvas, and then try to resize it just to fit all the corners of the canvas. Now I'm going to use Alt to do this, and I'll click on enter. Also, I want to create, let me hide this and this for you to see. You can see the background contains a safe area. This is the portion that is going to show on the desktop. Okay, and that's the safe area. There are some parts that are not going to show on the computer, they are not going to show on a phone, and we want to create a safe area where everything is going to show no matter the device you are using. Okay, so we want things to be in the safe zone, not on the other side. Okay, so keep them between this rectangle there, and then you are safe. So I'm going to bring my rectangular tool and then I'm going to drag it there and pick it and then drag it on top there like that. And then I'm also going to make sure my stroke is off. Set the fill to color black. Maybe it's too light. Let's just go and pick a grayish dark color. Let's pick that color. Maybe we could even go to the green side. I'm going to use is green. I don't want it to be too green. We don't want it to be too... Now guys, I'm choosing green because that's the theme color I am going to be using. If you're going to use blue, feel free to use blue. Okay, so I'm going to hold shift and then drag it down, and then just... Now you see the safe area is the one that's showing, the rest are all concealed, and that is how I want you to do it. Guys, follow it step by step please, else you will not get the exact thing I'm trying to create. Now let's put those bars in a group and let's call them bars. So now it looks quite interesting, but I want to give the background some blur, because if you don't do that, the background is going to take the attention from the subject that we are going to put on top. So let's go to filter, let's go to blur, and then let's go to Gaussian blur, and then I'm going to set it to just 3 and click on OK. Also, it looks quite bright. We want it to be a little bit darker so that the foreground will be a little bit bright. So let's go to the adjustments, let's click on levels, and then levels, we are just going to put this side to the left side. This area looks quite interesting. Maybe 146 is good, and let's go for exposure, and then let's also drive the slider to the left side a little bit. I think this is also good, and then let's close it. And then what else can we bring? Let's bring a gradient map. Okay, then the background is already blue. I told you my color theme is green, so I want to use color green in there just to make it interesting and consistent. So I'm going to change the dark side here to dark. If it's not dark already, choose black. Okay, and then the other side, I want you to choose any color that is related to your theme color. Now I am going to use green, but maybe you are going to use a different one. click on OK, and just like that we have something like this. I feel like the bars are a little too greenish. Let's make it a little bit more darker. Let's experiment and let's see. Now if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so. I also want you to like this video. I really want you to like this video, because the more you do that for me, the more others see this video, and the more this video is sent around for other people to watch as well. Kindly like this video for me. We're done with our bars, so let's put it in the group, and then let's call it BG for the background. Now let's bring our image in there as well, and let's drag it all the way into Photoshop. Now right click it and then flip it horizontal. I feel like this is better. We click on enter. You can see I'm not really aligned well. I'm going to put my image in the middle for it to look very beautiful, because I want text to be on the left side and text to be on the right side, and I want to be just in the middle. Now let's put it in the group, and then let's call it image. But we also need to do some few editing as well, because the colors and everything is not really blending with the background, and so the image on top looks kind of out of place. So let's fix it. Let's add some curves to it, and then you want to clip it to the image. I want you to duplicate it, Ctrl E to merge it together, right click it, and then convert it to smart object. Now once you do that, I want you to mute the one underneath it and make it invisible, and then this particular one, select it, and then let's give it more stuff, more adjustments. Let's go to filter, let's go to camera raw filter, and then let's boost the colors and then the brightness a little bit more. Let's go to basic, just basic, and then we want to make it more interesting, so let's click on it, and then let's with the exposure a little bit, the contrast, let's mess with it a little bit. And then let's watch how it feels within the whole mix. So let's close it. Now let's add a curve to it, and then let's clip the curve to the image, and then let's also click here like we did to the initial curve. Click here as well, and then drag it down slightly than the other one. Okay, now I feel like it looks better. We can put more stuff on it, but let's put it in a group, all of them in a group, and then let's call it image again. Whatever your channel is about, those are the kind of icons and vectors you'll be bringing in there. If you're talking about YouTube stuff, make sure you bring YouTube icons in there. If you're talking about social media icons, if you're talking about social media, add social media icons. If there's anything related to money, bring in money stuff. I'm going to double click it so that I can give it a particular color. I don't like this golden color, and so let's double click it, and then let's go to layer styles. I'm going to color overlay, and then I'm going to give it any color that is related to green, because green is my color theme, right? Remember, let's also create a glow in the background. So let's create a new layer around it. Let's use our paint bucket, and then let me close this one. Set here to color black, and then just click on it for the paint to affect the whole layer. Now you see it is dark. Set the blending mode to screen. Do it like that. Now guys, this process is really important. And create a new layer like this, and then clip it to it like that. Now the other step is I want you to pick your gradient map. Guys, follow it step by step, please. It's really important. Now clip it to it, and then I want you to come here and set the color here by double clicking it, and then we are going to use color black. Click on OK, and then around this area click, and also here click as well, and then this one I want you to click on it once and set the location to 25, and then click over here where it says color and choose this color, any color related to green, because green is the theme color, remember. And then click on OK. We also come here, click on it, and then set the location 75 for it. Come here to the colors and click on it and choose, and then the last one, choose color white for it and click on OK. But that is the beauty about it. Once you click over here on the layer, let's name it shine. Okay, once you click on the layer called shine, it creates a very nice effect for you. Set the opacity and flow to 100. Set the color to color white. Make sure it's color white, is really important. And then click on OK and click on the layer there, and then click on the canvas. You can see the glow is beginning to appear. You want white to start showing there, so do it like that. Let's put it in a group and then let's call it glow. Now I also want to create some elements over there, so let's go and choose the ellipse tool. Hold shift and draw a perfect circle, and then let's go to the stroke and set it to white, and then let's also make sure the fill is off. Let's go to the values or the size over there and let's choose 3 is not really working. Let's choose 7 is working well. Click on the move tool and then move it somewhere there. Now I also want to click on Ctrl H because you want to see it and see whether it falls in the safe zone. I won't have to be in the safe zone, I have to be out. Perhaps I'll drag it a little bit into the folder called dollars. I also like to create a glow on top of the image as well, so I'll click on the image and come and click on the layers. Go and pick, you know what, remember what we did? We are going to pick the brush, that's the paint bucket, sorry, and we're going to set it to color black. We're going to paint on the layer. Everything is going to be dark. I'm going to set it to screen, light screen, remember, and then I'm going to click on the new layer, and then I'm going to clip it to the image, and then also I am going to pick our gradient map, and then we'll clip it to it first, and then we will set the values. Double click on it and then set it to color black. Yes, remember, and then this is where the variation comes in. This particular side, you want to click there, and then you want to double click it, and then let's pick any greenish color. And then let's drag it like that inwards, still maintaining the color white. And then let's click on OK. Now this side, I want you to click on it, and then I want you to click on your brush. Remember, we are working on the empty layer there. Choose the background, choose the color white. Make sure the caps lock is also off so you can see the tip of the brush or the paint, and then brush over it. Just brush over the edges of the text or the edges of the image. Reduce the opacity a little bit and paint over it. Let's put it in a group, and then let's call it Glow 2. Let's bring in some text here, and let's bring in our lines. We want to see everything clear. Let's go to new videos, and then let's click on T or the text tool, and then just click on any part of the screen, and then just type over here. Click on OK, and then we are using Montserrat, we are using medium. The font size, let's try using 80. Let's see, it's still big. We have to resize it. Then drag it into the safe space, enter. Also, I want you to go to the character and set it to bold. Set the tracking to -50. Make sure it's also italics and also make it all caps. Once you are done, I want you to duplicate it. Drag it down a little bit. Just so it fits perfectly in the canvas or the artwork. Alright guys, so this is the safe zone. So I want everything to be in that safe zone. I'm also going to duplicate every week again and then bring it down. Then I'm going to transform it and then resize it a little bit more. I'm talking about the text. But it's too much, so let's make sure the white over there is kind of medium, not too bold. So we can put it in a group and then we can call it new video. Enter. I also like to open it and work a little bit on the new videos. So double click on it for our layer styles to appear. The first I'm going to start with the gradient overlay. I'll set that to normal, the blending mode. The opacity, I'm going to set it to 100%. The gradient as well, I'm going to set it to, click that side, set it to FF9F60. Double click on it and then choose FFF000. FFF000. Now if I want to click and set it to 70, okay, set it to 70, click on OK. Now once you're done with it, I want you to choose this side to linear, click on aligned with layer, set the angle to 90, set the scale to 70. Once you are also done, I want you to go to the shadows, and that's where we are going to do much of the corrections as well, because it's going to affect the other ones. We're going to set the blending modes to normal and then click over here the colors. Let's give it some brownish color for the shadows, and so let's click around 8C2D03, click on OK, and then set the opacity to 100%. Now the angle, I want us to use 90. So I think 6 is okay. Let's set it to 0. Click on the contour and then click on this particular one, and then that is it. Let's give it bevel and emboss as well. So click on bevel and emboss and set it to inner bevel. Make sure the technique is also quite smooth. Depth, give it 100%. Size, give it 10. Soften, give it 0. The angle, set the angle to 90. The altitude set it to 30. Click on gloss contour and set it to this one as well. Set the highlight mode to screen, choose color white. The opacity, set it to 0. Choose the opacity 19. Alright. Inner shadow is going to give us some glow effect. That's what we want to use. So we are going to set here to overlay. We're going to set the color to color white. And then the opacity, set it to 85. The angle, set it to 90. And then click on global lighting. The distance, set it to 0. The choke, set it to 100. Maximum 100. The size, set the size to 23. I think 2 is too small. Let's set it to 12. 12 seems to be enough. The contour, choose the first one and then click on OK. Now I feel like this is better. Alright, so right click it and copy layer style. Now click on every week and then paste layer styles to it. Let's put it in a group. Let's duplicate it. Let's Ctrl 0. I want you to hold shift and drag it to the other side. Now let's open it. Let's click on every week, or let's click on new videos. Let's delete it. Now I want you to go and pick subscribe. Now before I upload any video on YouTube, I already sent it to my Telegram platform with the PSD and stuff. And so please, I want you to check the description. You find a link over there. Click on it. So I will enlarge it a little bit because I want the subscriber to be a little bit big for people to see. Click on the whole folder and drag it up. Let's pick our other details as well. Double click on set K-Bunny and then paste it there. Now I also want you to duplicate it and bring it down a little bit. Free resources. Let's duplicate this one. And then let's see. Drag it down 1, 2, 3, 4. Paste it there as well. I want you to zoom in. Now the way we arrange this is going to affect how nice it's going to be. And so guys, hit it with your best shot and try your hands on how to arrange it. So I'm going to call this part subscribe. Bring in some icons to represent our brand. If you're talking about YouTube videos, bring in YouTube icons and logos. So I'm going to bring it up here and then zoom in a little bit and then Ctrl T to transform it. Make it a little bit more smaller and then also tilt it or rotate it a little bit. As you can see, everything is being rotated. So we are trying to be consistent with it. I'm going to put it somewhere here. Then I'll go to view. No, let's go to filter. Let's go to blur. Let's go to Gaussian blur. I think Gaussian blur will not do the trick. Let's go to filter. Let's go to blur. Let's go to motion blur. Motion blur and set the right angle. I'm going to choose 12 and set this other side to 12 as well and click on OK. Now I'm going to duplicate it and then click on the move tool and then move it on top of the subscribe. Any place around there I feel like is good, but I also want the direction to be consistent with subscribe, so I'm going to tilt it a little bit so it looks kind of nice as well. Alright, now I'm also going to bring my Photoshop icon or logo there because what I do is about Photoshop, and so Photoshop has to be in there one way or the other. Resize it and then position it at the left side. Note that one as well. And then I'll go to filter, I'll go to blur, I'll go to motion blur again, and then I'll give it a higher figure this time. I'm going to set the angle to 33 and then I'll set the distance to 14 and then I'll click on OK. Now let's duplicate it and then let's drag it to the right side. Ctrl T to transform it and then let's resize, make it much big, and then let's conceal some of it under. I also want the direction to be, consistent, as I've always been saying. So let's tilt it a little bit. Now we are done with our icons and all those symbols. Let's put it in a group and then let's call it icons or symbols. Whatever you choose, I feel like it's going to be great. Now I'm going to bring in some symbols like money as well. Like I said, the channel is about making money. Graphic designers need money. Say no to free design, guys. And I'm going to select it with the marquee tool. Then I am going to mask it. Then I'll right click it and then convert it to a smart object. Let's drag it over there. Now the aim over here is to make it quite invisible in the background, but let's resize it a little bit more. Alright, and then let's try and see how we are going to put it in the background. So let's click on dollars and let's drag it in there into that folder there, just to be organized. And then let's go to the opacity and then reduce the opacity a little bit, because we want it to blend in the background. Even though it looks realistic, it looks a little out of place. So let's go to filter, let's go to blur, and then let's go to motion blur, and then let's see how it's going to be. So I'm going to set everything to 12 and then we'll leave it like that. Now it's in the background. Let's still reduce the opacity a little bit more. I feel like this is quite better now. It's in the background, we can see it, but it's not too pronounced. So it's in a safe space. So guys, that is it. We are done with that one as well. So what we are going to do is our shirt blends with the entire background, because I feel like our shirt doesn't really blend with the color scheme that we have taken. Okay, so we are going to click on the adjustments and give it some hue. Now remember, it's in the image folder or group. We are just going to mess with the hue over there. So we are just going to mess with the hue, drag it to the left side. Okay, now it's affecting everything. Let's choose around 57 there about. Okay, let's see. 159 is quite better. It's affecting everything, so let's just clip it to only the image. That way it affects only the image. Now you can see it's also quite kind of greenish. That is what we are looking for. Maybe we should boost it up a little bit. Okay. Awesome. Now click on the mask over there, the white mask. Click on Ctrl I to invert it. Now zoom in by clicking on Ctrl equal to, so we can see the shirt clearly. Pick your brush and then choose a soft round brush. I also want you to choose color white. Why? Because the mask is already black, so you want color white to reveal stuff. The opacity, set the opacity all the way to 100 and then click on the mask, and then make sure your caps lock is also off, and then let's decrease the price, and then let's just paint over there. Paint the edge of the color. Now once we have the color painted or brushed, increase the size of the brush a little bit and brush everywhere, so that we have a green color which will match the background and then the theme colors. So I want us to go back, and then I want us to go and pick this and drag it all the way into Photoshop and then release it. Nice. Now I want us to also resize it, drag it in there like that, and then drag this side also in there like that. Great. And then let's put it here like that. Awesome. Now enter. Ctrl J to duplicate it, and then Ctrl T, and then right click it and then flip it horizontal. Now I want you to also hold shift and then drag it this way. Just like that. It hits both of them together like this, and then enter again. Now I want us to click on both of them like this, merge it by clicking on Ctrl E. Now I want you to open Glow, and I want you to drag it underneath the gradient, and then I also want you to go here and then I want you to set it to linear light. Where is it? It's not there. Let's use lighter color. I think lighter color would do. Now let's give it a mask, and then let's bring in our bars again. So this is what we are looking at. It looks really rich now. Okay, so let's set it like that. You can even drag it down a little bit if you want to, if you wish to. Now I'll click on the mask here, click on my brush, set here to color black as well, and then I like to click over here so that my text will stand out, because what is behind it, it might not really come off well. Now over here too, I'll click here as well, just so my text will stand out, and then click here to like this. I feel like this is quite better, so let's click here to like that, and then let's close it. Now I still feel like we need to give this side some glue, so let's still open the glue. Now remember, we used this side for the glues, remember, on top of it and stuff. So this is the glue. Click on it, come and choose white over here, choose your brush, and then make sure the opacity and flow is 100, and then somewhere here click on this side 1. It's too bright, right? It's too bright. Let's reduce the opacity a little bit, then hit here like that, and then we could even create another layer over there, and then just hit it again, you know, and then let's reduce the opacity drastically. Okay, maybe perhaps this as well. We could leave it like that. We could give it a mask and then reduce the opacity, and then just hit it back again, just reduce it a little bit, and then close it. Now I want us to hide the bar. Control Alt Shift and then E to merge everything together on one particular layer for us. Now I want us to drag it on top and leave it there. Right click it and convert it to a smart object. Now we can bring in our bars, but still make sure this is selected. Okay, this particular layer is selected, and then go to filter, go to camera raw filter, and then let's work on some few stuff. We want to just make it more brightened and enhanced. Let's see, let's boost the temperature up a little bit. Let's boost the exposure. Let's the exposure at 0. The contrast, let's boost it up a little bit. Let's boost the highlights up a little bit. Let's boost the shadows up a little bit. Let's boost the whites up a little bit. Boost the black. In fact, the black, let's cut it out a little bit. It's too much. This is better. The texture, let's send it up a little bit. The clarity, let's set it up. Set it to 0. Or then the clarity here, let's boost it up a little bit, maybe to 4. And then the texture, let's send it way up, maybe around 21 thereabout. Okay, and then let's go. Alright, so the vibrance. The vibrance is very important. Let's boost the colors up. Let's send the vibrance all the way to around 15 is better. And then let's go back down here, and then let's go to the effect. And then the effect is only one thing we are going to work on, that is the grains. Let's boost the grains up to around let's say around 13, and then click on OK. And guys, that is it. Okay, so that is it. Now if you realize that the yellowish text, there's a texture to it, if it's just kind of disappearing, you can click on the mask over here, and then you click on your brush. Make sure you click on your brush, and then just set here to color black, and then just click on it just like that. It will not affect those areas that you click on. Okay, so you can do that to it as well. Now guys, this is how you create something like this. And so if you love this video, please hit the bell icon and subscribe to this channel as well. I want you to like this video for me, guys. Please like this video and comment. And also, if there's anything that you want me to do, or there's any comment, there's anything in your mind, just send it to me on the comment section, and then I'll respond to it. I love you all, guys. See you in the next video.